Oompa Loompa and the Golden Rules of the Factory. Deep inside the world's most magical candy factory, the air smelled like sunshine and strawberries. This was the heart of the workshop, where sweets didn't sit on shelves. They floated. Leading the way was Oompa Loompa, the most experienced guide in the factory. He spun his striped candy cane staff, making sure every gear turned just right and every gumdrop stayed in its lane. "Welcome to the heart of the hum," Oompa Loompa chirped, his goggles gleaming in the colorful light. They arrived at the inventing room, a place filled with clicking buttons and whirring gizmos. A small visitor named Pip had joined the tour, and he had never seen so many wonders. There were mountains of marshmallow clouds and rivers of rolling jelly beans. Pip's eyes went wide, and his fingers began to twitch. He wanted to touch everything. "Look at those shiny silver buttons on that big machine," Pip cried, reaching out toward a row of clicking levers. "Wait!" Oompa Loompa shouted, leaping across the room. He swung his candy cane staff forward, clicking it against the metal lever just before Pip's fingers could graze it. A bright blue spark danced from the tip of the cane. In this factory, curiosity is a treat, but caution makes it sweet. We never touch machines we don't know, or the factory might give us a surprise we didn't ask for. Oompa Loompa landed gracefully on a floating fudge tile. He adjusted his goggles and leaned on his staff, looking at Pip. "You see, Pip, these machines are very busy making the world's tastiest treats. If you poke them, they might get ticklish, or, even worse, they might change you into something quite different. Always remember, look with your eyes and keep your hands by your side." They walked into the fizzy lifting drink room, where the ceiling was very high and the floor was very soft. Pip saw something even more tempting than the buttons. A giant vat was bubbling over with bright green liquid. It looked like the softest, bounciest jelly in the world. "It looks so squishy," Pip whispered. He crept closer to the edge of the vat, his hand hovering over the shimmering, glowing surface. He just wanted to give it one tiny poke. Oompa Loompa didn't say a word. Instead, he tossed a small yellow lemon drop into the vat. Bloop! The candy vanished, then suddenly shot out of the liquid as a giant floating yellow balloon. It drifted up and up until it bumped into the high ceiling. "The fizzy lifting drink is for inflating flavors, not for fingers," Oompa Loompa explained gently. "Imagine if that was your hand floating away." Pip gulped and shoved his hands deep into his pockets. They kept walking until they reached the Thunder Toffee press room. It was the loudest part of the factory. Huge, heavy gears mashed together with a mighty clang-clack. The toffee inside was being flattened into thin sheets. Pip felt the floor shake and wanted to feel the vibration of the great metal plates moving up and down. Oompa Loompa stepped beside Pip and placed a hand on the boy's shoulder, pulling him back a safe distance. "Gears are for grinding, not for finding fingers," Oompa Loompa shouted over the noise. He used his staff to point out the sharp edges and the heavy weights. "They do a very important job, but they need their space to stay safe. If we respect the machines, they will make the best toffee in the world." Pip looked at his hands and then at his wise guide. He realized that the candy factory wasn't a playground. It was a wonderful working world that needed to be handled with care. "I understand now, Oompa Loompa," Pip said. "If I touch things I don't know, I might get hurt or break the magic. I want to be a helper, not a hindrance." Pip stood tall and kept his hands perfectly still. Oompa Loompa beamed with pride. He reached into his purple suit and pulled out a tiny, glowing badge shaped like a golden gear. He pinned it to Pip's shirt. "You've learned the greatest secret of the factory, Pip. Safety is the most important ingredient of all." Together, they continued through the factory, watching the gears turn and the sweets fly, safe and happy in the sugary whirl.